Becky.
And I'm Sarah.
And we are doing Bickering Book Reviews. Today we are talking about some titles of books that are coming out in October of 2021, because it's almost October of 2021, that we're super excited are going to be released. And I'm just going to dive on in. So my first book is The Shattered Castle by Jennifer A. Nielsen, which comes out October 19th. So Jennifer A. Nielsen's books are insanely popular at my library. I don't know if they are at yours, Sarah.
Yeah, they are.
But they seem to like really love her historical fiction, which is great, which I guess is good. But I love her Ascension series, which was about a boy who was found in an orphanage and he had to fake to be this long lost prince. And then guess what? He was. And then he had to take his place. So she wrote 3, she stopped, and now she's writing more. So I'm super excited. So the new book in this series is coming out. And it is about Jaren, who is the lost prince, who's trying to basically take his place in his kingdom. And he thought he had defeated the people who were going to attack and try to take over the kingdom. But his kingdom is attacked again, and there's an attack on the castle, and he basically has to try to save everybody while growing up. The books are funny and they're fast-paced, and the adventure and the cover is gorgeous, and I'm just super excited to read it.
So my first one, actually, a couple of mine are like not local authors, but like state local authors. So the first one is called Vespertine by Margaret Rogerson. I loved her Enchantment of Ravens. So I'm excited to see what this new, I don't think it's a standalone. I think this might be the start of a new series, but I'm excited to see what the new books that she's got coming out. And so this is about Artemisia, who is training to be a Grey Sister or a nun who cleanses the body of, cleanses the deceased so that their souls can be released into the ether or heaven, because she's a nun. But anyway, so she releases the souls. Her convent is attacked by possessed soldiers. So now she's got to defend the convent and the world from these soldiers that are possessed. And it just sounds really interesting. It sounds like a nice fantasy that I want to try, because Margaret Rogerson does a really great job with fantasy, and it definitely feels like your stereotypical traditional fantasy book with the strong characters, fast pace, and so I'm excited about it.
I know I read one of her books and I liked it. I remember it felt like a classic, with the hero rising up and like the defeating of the evil, and like with just the right amount of romance. And right. I can't remember which one. I don't think it was Enchantment of Ravens. I can't remember which one I read.
Sorcery of Thorns is their other one.
It was one of those.
All right.
I don't know. So my second book is Frankie and Bug by Gayle Forman, which comes out October 12th. And I love Gayle Forman's books. I've loved Gayle Forman's books since I read If I Stay way back in 2009. This is her first middle grade book. And it is about Frankie, who's a 10-year-old girl who was all ready for summer. But she was supposed to spend the summer hanging out with her older sibling, and they were kind of like, you're a little kid. And so she ends up hanging out with the nephew of the people next door named, so the girl's name is Bug. Frankie's a little boy. I'm sorry, I said that backwards. And it's just about them spending the summer together. It takes place in 1987, and it's one of those coming of age and growing up and figuring who you are and where they are in the world. Gayle Forman's books read so quickly, and the characters are always so strong. And so I'm kind of amazed that this is her first middle grade book. So I'm excited.
It is exciting. I'm excited to read that one. But I'm also excited for this next one that I'm going to talk about. And actually, it turns out it's on both of our lists. So the next book that I'm talking about is called Any Sign of Life by Ray Carson. It's coming out October 12th. And give me all the apocalypse books. Give me the end of the world. Love it. Love it so much. And that's what is going on in this book. So Paige falls deathly ill And when she wakes up, the apocalypse has happened and nobody's around and she has no idea what in the world happened. So she's, you know, living life trying to figure out what happened. And she learns that, you know, maybe the apocalypse didn't happen by accident and that maybe some more things are going on and she might be in a little bit more trouble than she realizes. And so it's just really exciting and I can't wait to see what the apocalypse looks like in this book.
So like Sarah said, I also picked Any Sign of Life by Ray Carson. I loved Girl of Fire and Thorn series. I was like all in. I thought, because like the premise seems so ridiculous, but as you're reading it, you're like, this is really good. I loved Elisa and Hector. I really enjoyed her last book about Red becoming a guard. So when I saw that this was listed, I'm like, I didn't even really care what the description said. I was like, I'm gonna read this. So it sounds like it's gonna be like she's gonna have really strong characters. She always has really strong characters. She always has really interesting relationships. She really is good at crafting those like friend relationships as well as the romantic relationships. So I'm excited about that. And I'm expecting it to be a survival adventure.
I'm excited for it. Okay. Is it my turn now?
Yeah, it should be your last one.
My last one. Okay. So my last one is Bad Girls Never Say Die by Jennifer Mathieu. Anyway, she wrote Moxie. I loved Moxie, so I'm totally ready to see what she's got going on next. And I guess this is a gender flipped reimagining of The Outsiders. So it's about bad girls, bad girl group with Evie Barnes is the leader, and she's saved from kind of some sort of sinister encounter by a girl from the right side of the tracks, even though she's from the wrong side of the tracks. And now she needs to rethink what it means to be a bad girl and everything she knows about loyalty. So it'll be interesting to see kind of what this gender swapped Outsiders looks like and who dies, because hello, Outsiders is about a murder, so somebody dies.
So those are just a few of the books that we're looking forward to in October of 2021. If there's anything that we missed that you're like, you should totally read this, put it in the comments.
Yeah, we'll see you around.
Bye.